Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Plant Fanatics. My name is Chad, owner of the American Fig Company and Plant Fanatics. Today we're talking about how to grow cold hardy figs, so stay tuned. Right here below me is an example of one of the figs we're growing here in Zone 6. And what we do every year is we cut our figs back to about 1 to 2 nodes before the ground, and then we cover them with leaves or some form of mulch to keep the roots nice and warm through the winter. And this really confuses a lot of people. I want to clarify. If you live in zone 8 and up, then this is not something that you're ever going to have to worry about because your figs are going to grow like a tree like they're supposed to. But in a colder planting zone like zone 6 or zone 7, we have to grow our figs like this because the top growth of the figs is going to die back anyway. So all we're doing is facilitating that. We're cutting them back and mulching over them to ensure that we keep some of those buds alive. And every year they grow back like this. Now, if you are not getting fruit from your fig tree in a cold climate and it has winter dieback every year, it's most likely because the variety of fig that you have does not ripen fruit fast enough in the colder planting zone that you live in. It's very specific varieties, many of which we have on our website, theamericanfigcompany.com, that are going to give you fruit in a very short growing season. So this method works extremely well. In a cold climate, you have to cut those figs back or just let them die back and you can cut all the dead growth. But either way, in a zone like zone 6, they are going to die anyway. And that's what I really want people to understand is that I'm not cutting my figs back like this and it would have grown like a tree otherwise if I hadn't done that. No, I'm cutting these figs back because they're going to die no matter what. That top growth is just not going to survive the cold winters here. Now, when we're talking about cold hardy varieties, there are some figs that are touted as being cold hardy varieties, but they're really not when we're talking about zones 5, 6, 7. For instance, this right here is a Celeste fig. Celeste, while cold hardy, meaning it'll come back from the ground every year, and look how beautiful this tree is, and by the end of the season, it's gonna be over 12 feet tall. And if you guys follow the channel, I'll show you the continuation of growth of this. However, this tree is not going to give us fruit. For the most part, I have gotten a few ripe figs off of it. However, being a reliable producer, Celeste is not good for zones 5, 6, and 7. So this is one example of, yes, this fig tree is beautiful. It grows back every year, but it's still not giving us fruit. So when I'm talking about cold hardy varieties, I'm talking about varieties that can suffer the winter dieback and then ripen figs in a short growing season. I'm gonna show you some other options that are really good. So follow me. First right here, we have Northwest Arkansas Unknown. Now that's a name that I gave this fig. It could be a named variety. However, I don't know because the person that I got this from doesn't know what variety it is. It's a cold hardy fig. It's a black fig, very, very dark, a very good tasting fig, and it will produce in a short season. Right here next to it, we have another really good one. This is Long to Out. This fig reliably puts out figs every single year. Another great cold hardy option there. And right here we have a variety known as Unknown Spatafora, and everything that's called unknown is because we don't know what variety it is, and many of them may not even be varieties. When people were immigrating to the United States from other countries, they would bring their family fig tree with them. And so there's a lot of varieties out there that are very unique, that are just growing in people's backyards. They took it with them, and now we're getting cuttings of them and we're propagating them and we're making them available to you. So Unknown Spatafora, very good berry fig, one of my favorites for sure. Another good one right here is Red Italian. I love this fig as well. It's more of a brownish type of fig. Very good fig right here. We haven't propagated all that much of it, so we've sold a few of them. So if you're looking for this one, it's gonna be a little iffy for a little while the tree establishes itself better, but another really good cold hardy one. Let me show you some other ones. Another really great cold hardy variety is right here. This one's known as Sweet Diana. It's a green fig, very sweet, very good, and it's growing out here amongst all the strawberries in our food forest. But this one comes back reliably, and honestly, I haven't even covered this with mulch at all, and it's growing back like this. Beautiful fig tree, nice big leaves, great tasting fruit. This right here is another great cold hardy fig. This is Boston Unknown number 12. It's touted as one of the most cold hardy varieties you can get your hands on. I was told that the top growth would not die back even in a colder planting zone. I've not found that to be the case. It's definitely died back. However, it does ripen really big, tasty figs in a short growing season, so that's a great variety there. And then right here is Violet de Bordeaux. This is one of my favorite figs. If you don't have this one, you've got to add it to your collection. Another berry fig, very cold hardy, very reliable. And then of course right here, everybody kind of knows about this one if you watch our channel. This is Texas Everbearing, one of my favorite figs, kind of a brown sugar oatmeal tasting fig, very unique and extremely cold hardy. And you can see just how vigorous this thing is going to grow after complete winter dieback. And a surprising variety right here is LSU Purple, not typically touted as being a cold hardy fig. It's been a great performer for me. I get figs off of it every single year. So if you're not growing LSU Purple, that's another great option. Another one we've added to the collection that's become one of my favorites is Dar Rouge. I got a ton of fruit off of this thing last year. It's a very intense berry flavored fig, and berry flavored figs are one of my favorite. So this one is an instant favorite for me. It's a newer fig, which is why you only see a few branches coming here. Now, I didn't cover this fig at all, and it's coming back like this beautifully. They will kind of expand out a little bit every year. But one of the good things about growing figs in cold climates is that by cutting that top growth back, we're really keeping the tree in check, and the root systems are also in check, which is why I can have it next to a wall like this. Now, if you live in a warmer planting zone, you probably don't want to plant your fig right next to your house because they're going to become big, massive trees, but not in a colder planting zone. It's perfectly okay. This is a southern exposure, so it's very warm here, which is great for ripening those figs at the end of the season. Now, this one right here is Unknown Ashberry Black. If you've been following the channel for any amount of time, you know that this is my favorite fig. Very intense berry flavored fig, so reliable, beautiful tree, and it gives you a large crop of figs, which is what I love about it so much. I eat so many of these every year. I love it, so I highly recommend this one. I'm biased towards it because I love it so much. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. There's a lot of other cold hardy figs. Check out theamericanfigcompany.com where we have all of them listed for sale. If we're sold out, sign your name up to the little notify me bar that's there. And as soon as it's back in stock, you'll be the first one to know about it. And stock doesn't stay there very long anymore, guys. It used to be there for a little bit, but now if we put something midday, it's gone by nightfall. So make sure to sign up to the email. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and leave a comment. Thanks so much for watching.